bizarre and strange.
Perfect time to start the recording.
Uh,
Alright, so summed it up for a couple of weeks ago because I was in the hospital. Last
uh,
time, last time after finding out that the Alliance was trying to wind back time, and to do that, they need to find several items. On Sarasara, you came across a pirate crew who just happens to have one of the items. They said that the Alliance was paying them quite handsomely to get to get several items. After convincing the bird to cooperate with you, you sail safely to the pirate island, where upon arrival you see a couple of people buried. You see a couple of gentlemen buried next close to their necks,
good.
and that's where we start off.
All right. So, docking off at Pirate Island.
Well, oh no, it's another one of those pirates. Oh, let's get some food around here. What did they mean to come across this?
Who's talking? The parrot?
No, some people
Some
that
kid.
buried them with their necks up.
Uh, okay.
All right, so what are you gonna do?
Yep. So what's around us?
All right, surrounded, you see an island, of course, with several buildings, like a small town, like a couple of buildings over there, a couple of buildings out there, and as if you just point out and say, "Oh, there's the main headquarters," is a big, like mansion-sized building surrounded like 6 or 7 guards. The other buildings, of course, include let's just say a whorehouse, a whorehouse, a couple of bars, and a couple of places to sleep for the common pirates.
Hmm. All right. Let's see. So, whorehouse, bars, probably some general shops. Um. Okay. Got a character question. There was this is like a stop off point for where we continue on further down the journey to the other areas.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. You get back up while on the ship. Take out the porcelain mask. Take the form of the cap, and go to what looks like a quartermaster. Person who at least maybe help take stock of ships and maybe help supplying them.
Dock ships. He just came back early. That's nice. All right. Well, you
Yeah.
know the deal. Just drop up the drop up the tre- drop up at the treasury and state your business and whatever.
All right. All right. We'll do that. We'll also need to resupply to continue on our journey.
Uh, but of
And
course, but of course, that's what core masters are for. All right. I wish I could get
yeah.
out. I wish I could get out there more often. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's your name, pirate? I don't know. I think one of the whores is looking for you about you owing them a couple of money, something like that. And she points at saloon.
Uh,
You owe whore money. Ha ha.
Well, he thinks he
uh,
owes the whore money. You can also
No,
I have no
no,
idea
you
what you're
you,
talking about.
you owe whore money now.
Yeah,
Just
my
go to
character.
the whorehouse. They'll sell the tab. I'm just here to play this.
Fine. Start moving up to the whorehouse.
Alright. Upon
So,
entering, you see the madam, like, oh, it's you. You had that double service last week about a couple. You had that double service last week. You still haven't paid my girls yet.
They
Come on,
didn't pay in advance.
I don't want you
This
to
is
touch
a
my
bad
money.
whorehouse.
how much is owed?
Let's see now. Just pull out some act. She pulls out actresses like 16 divided by 22 and 5 girls. So this is the amount, and she pulls out and about $1,000. Sorry, 1,000 gold.
Throws a brick. Throws a brick of mithril at the lady. There you go.
I could give like 1,000 gold pieces. There. Done.
Wait.
No,
Something's wrong. Actually, you haven't. You paid your tab. Are you feeling okay?
Oh, can we take this into a back office really quick?
oh, kinky.
I don't like sleeping with a gentleman. You know only the secretly the pirate. You know what? Yeah, just take it to the back. Come on. And she takes you to one of the rooms after chasing out the lady. After chasing out a lady and her client.
All right.
All right, should I step here or just whatever?
And looking around, is there anyone else in there?
No, she just chased out a pirate and the lady of the night and her client. So there's no one
All right.
now.
I take the mask off and reveal Saloon's true form.
Oh my god, you're a lesbian.
Like, oh, who are you? What do you want? And he's trying to find a gun.
There's no need for that. The guy who owes the tab, he's right here. The spell will wear off in about 12 hours or so, and then you can pester him for all the money you. I'd recommend you tie him down. I have some good adamantine chains that could keep him subdued very well.
Oh, I have a couple of those downstairs. He's just never gone downstairs for the pleasure
good stuff.
zone, if you will.
Oh, so don't worry. When the spell wears off, he'll be there, completely buck naked. But then you get to have all the fun you want with him and work the money out of him, as it were. I'm sure there'll be some who have some more deviant tastes that he could service.
Well, we do have a couple of female pirates as well. Maybe he can serve their needs.
Excellent.
Anyway, I didn't see you. This may never happened. Just be careful of all the some new recruits, if you will, just marching up down. I'm not exactly sure what there are, but I don't think they're normal.
That is good to know. And then at this point, Saloon just.
And obviously watch out for Moro, the Pirate King. That's I don't know what monster strength he has, but no one crosses him for a reason.
Good to know. Be wary of the Pirate King. Got it. And Saloon just takes back 900 of that 1,000 gold and starts to change into some more common clothing. Something that doesn't exactly stick out too much.
But fortunately, when she chased the pirate out, he forgot his clothing, so I'll give you that.
I will take the pirate's clothes.
You're now a pirate.
Yep. All right. I use that. try to illusion up a little bit of magic so it looks a little more form-fitting, and make my merry way out.
And if I remember right, we took over the ship completely by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We basically took over the ship. People were probably thrown overboard. But we still have a massive cargo hold of whatever it is they already took.
Vikram's going to explore the town a little bit, but using stealth to not be noticed rather than disguise.
Yeah, we could just have a bunch of Sams walking around on it. You know.
Clamored to look like regular pirates, of course.
People?
Well, I mean, they look like samurai, so that's pirate enough. Clearly, they're just from whatever that other empire is that Ryuji was from.
Wolfu?
Yeah, they're clearly just Wufu-based pirates.
Stealth roll.
Vikram gets a 55 just to walk around town, and I guess he's just invisible to the crowds
No,
because he's always considered.
Well, I was going to point out because no one's going to question the 12-foot tall guys that look like they're from Wufu. Is anyone going to go up and be like, sir, are you a robot secretly?
To which it then turns and gives a death glare.
Oh boy.
While carrying a sword meant for said 12-foot tall frame. That's. I regret my decisions in coming here. I regret everything I've done.
I love hide in plain sight. You can hide even when observed.
Alright, so...
Oh, you finally got that?
Yeah, it comes in later for rangers. It combines well with, I think it's like the natural camouflage ability, and the two combined together, meaning you can basically walk through a favored terrain and no one can notice you unless they beat your stealth.
Or have true sight.
I thought true sight doesn't go through stealth. I thought it only goes through illusions and invisibility.
It's true sight. It lets you. It's also X-ray vision, meaning concealment and cover don't work because you can see through anything unless it's.
Got it.
Yeah, it needs to be a certain thickness. At which point you can't see me and I can't see you, and then
Got
there's
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like an inch of lead, I think, is enough. Something like that.
Well, that's for the X-rays though. It's complicated.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stacking things that you can do.
Yeah, I always thought the true sight was mainly just an illusion breaker.
I mean, that's its primary purpose. It's ridiculously useful, though. That's the thing. It's one of those things where, because of how it's, it's very clearly meant to also handle some amount of stealth, but they didn't word it, so it's like, it handles some light stealth. They just said, it does this. It's too broad, like a lot of other
camouflage.
things.
Yeah, camouflage. At level 12, a spellless ranger can use stealth skill to hide in any of his favorite terrains, even if the terrain doesn't grant cover or concealment. And then you combine that with hide in plain sight.
Yep.
When in any of his favorite terrains, a spellless ranger can use stealth skill to hide even while being observed. Basically, I can walk through a city while everyone is watching me, and I can just disappear in the middle of a street.
Yep. It's fun.
Yeah. Fucking Batman. My guy's fucking Batman at this point.
No, you're not a vigilante.
Alright,
You gotta go to the right class. You're not a vigilante yet.
Also, I would like to note, Ty, that Vikram's probably walking around in the Plague Doctor outfit.
Like, it's about time we find a doctor around here.
I've bedazzled the Plague Doctor outfit with mithril studs.
Really? Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't know you had it. I thought it was in my bag. I guess you somehow got it out of that extra dimensional space without telling me.
Are you? Well,
I'm not complaining. I'm just confused how you got it out of that.
Cassandra makes gifts when she gets bored.
Yeah. Okay, so Vicar's got the Plague Doctor outfit on, and so someone's basically pulling him to the medical area.
Yeah. Like, man, it's about time we found the doctor finally arrived. I think the Queen ordered it, and you know the Queen
ordered a doctor.
If she orders it, then that's it. Game over. Nothing to pass it to Queen. But yeah, a couple of guys carrying these got them very, very sick. So keep treating, please.
Clem. Rakata.
And of course,
44.
Huh?
44 to the heal check.
Oh yeah, you find out the disease real quick. It's an old sea time disease. I forgot the name, but
It's called scurvy.
thank you, scurvy.
I toss him a lemon. Say, eat one of these every day. He'll be fine.
Lemon?
Yes, you have scurvy. You need citrus.
Quack?
No, it's scurvy. You need lemon. Look, if you want me to go into advanced medical knowledge, I can, and we'll be here for a few hours while I have to explain all the fundamentals to you.
You know what? I have a ship soon, so I'll just take the lemon. Thank you very much.
And in the meantime, you're going to want to drink this, and he just hands him basically a tea that Vicar just made while I was chatting. This will mask the symptoms for a while.
Yeah, because if I get anyone else sick, the Queen's gonna have my head.
It's not contagious. It's just bad diet. You'll live.
You'll live a long, healthy, and fulfilling life without an arm and leg. It's okay. I mean, you weren't using those anyways.
Yep.
As you walk around, you actually take note of people saying, "Hey, did you find out the new recruits that came in a couple last week?" Yeah, they're very strange. They don't eat or sleep, and they stay out in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Vampires. Just thinking vampires.
Hey, have you seen those other new recruits? The ones that are 12 feet tall and seem to all move in unison as though they have a hive mind?
Actually, someone just pointed out, like, what the hell is that?
Yep.
I just want to, maybe I just own a private crew and just take my chances with the king. I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to do a survey of the town, figure out where everything of value and importance is. Defenses, stockpiles, ammo dumps, things of that nature. As well as I'm going to check the quality of their blacksmithship, because, expert master craftsman at this point.
Well, it's not India where they can get like 18,000 degrees. It's still pretty good. By using monsoon winds.
Actually, there's a dwarf craftsman who's actually pretty good. He knows a couple of tricks of the trade, and it's just hammering ring like, "Yo ho! Today the pirate's life is from. Welcome! You're one of the new recruits. I'm sorry, we have.
No, I'm just a passing doctor.
A passing doctor? How do you pass through a doctor? You see the defenses out there? I'm surprised your ship wasn't blown.
I have learned a few tricks through my long travels.
Apparently.
I'm inspecting his work.
And it's actually pretty good.
I see you follow the dwarven one of the dwarven schools. Very well.
But of course, the dwarven school is the best school for craftsmanship. I
find blending the schools makes the best armor.
But of course, I just wish I did. I just wish I did receive a rush order for a couple of sunproof armor, whatever the hell that means.
Funproof?
Sunproof. Yeah. Oh, it's because you're dealing with vampires.
Wait,
darn it! I was hoping it was funproof, and it just included chastity belts.
Yes. There are very few creatures. There's rumors around the town that the new recruits don't eat or drink or do anything of that nature and only come out at night. And at the same time, there's a quest for sunproof armor. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.
It's a duck.
Actually, I'm a goose. Thank you very much.
Who's that goose over there? But
Sanj has already got into the domestic goose population, is starting to awaken them.
Just because she can.
Oh boy. Anyway,
so, and I'm presuming that you're not a fan of the I'm presuming you're not a fan of the undead.
To be honest, none of the guys are. But if you're going to die like a pirate.
Well, There might be a way. Make it a temporary enchantment so that it fails. So it passes initial inspections, but it doesn't fail. But it fails long term. Add this rune to the armor somewhere hidden, or integrate it into the existing runes for the protection. It should work quite effectively.
Yeah, and gives it quite a show. It seems that despite the fact you're a doctor, you think very much like a pirate. I like you.
I'm more of an explorer.
Still, you have the pirate blood in you. Anyway.
No, just an explorer.
Anyway,
I'll be excused.
I'll take this rune. Thank you very much. Though that means I have to rebuild the armor again, but I'm pretty sure
Oh no! You can add him in like this, and he shows him how to do it without modifying it with little work.
That's very impressive.
Blended school, human, elven, dwarven. I've tried to learn them all.
This is one of these advanced technique. Impressive. Alright. Is there anything you need?
Hold on, Kira. I actually have a count. I have another image, another crewman we need.
We can arm the Sams with that. Don't worry, Kira.
We're also going to need one of these as well for long range combat.
We can arm the Sams with both those weapons. Don't worry. Sure. I mean, technically, they already have the second one. The cannon they don't have yet. They do have a lightning gun, though.
But I imagine, though, if there were more women like this, people would be more upfront to actually pay their tax.
Hi there, my name is Gunhilda. Why do you talk like that? I just want to tell you that you're pretty.
Also, Ty, can I try to figure out where the new recruits are staying at using diplomacy to gather information?
Go ahead. Try to figure out.
38.
Alright, well, you find out that they're actually staying the farthest away from the mansion as possible. Like near almost near the seaboard.
Well,
The opposite end of the docks, but
I'm gonna take note of that, and I'm gonna see if I can't stealth over there and knock one of them out with my holy sap, and then drag his ass to the ship so we can have a conversation.
The vampire or one of the mansion guards?
One of the vampires. They're more valuable.
Can you actually knock out a vampire? Aren't they immune to subdual damage?
Yeah, I was about to say. Wait a second.
Wait, hold on. Hey, I thought you could knock out almost anything.
Maybe it's just 3.5, but at least in 3.5, I think vampires are immune to unconsciousness and sleep effects.
Undead are weird is the answer. You'll have to look at the undead subtype.
Undead traits. They're immune to bleed, death, disease, paralysis, poison, sleep. Not subject to non-lethal damage ability. Okay, yeah, they're immune to damage if it's physical. Okay, so yeah, it's not easy to capture a vampire. So if they're immune to non-lethal damage, that means I can't knock them out. So instead, I guess I'm gonna have to go and knock out one of the guards. Damn it.
Sorry to bust that bubble.
Oh well. One of the guards is easier.
Alright, so which? Oh, the mansion guard.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't want me around if you're dealing with a vampire.
Alright. Let me see now.
58 to sneak up behind one of them.
Yeah, but this is gonna be tricky because there's several mansion guards. There's the one at the front gate and a couple behind the gate. So let's
58 to stealth. I'm in an urban environment.
Somehow you sneak past all of them.
I literally just walk past and they don't notice somehow.
Alright. I hate being guard duty. Yeah, tell me about
Oh.
it.
So there are two of them that are talking to each other?
Yeah, what a girl, a male and female.
Are they being observed by others?
The two cars behind them at the gates.
I need a distraction.
Quit talking. You can get your honeymoon soon enough as soon as your guard
You know what?
duty's over.
You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out I have not used this once, but I have it, a bird whistle. So none of them can hear it, but my bird can. And I'm going to order her to mess with one of the other guards and get them to kind of run around. So she's going to try to steal the guy's money bag. Or food, or if he's got food on him, she's going to try and steal his food.
Alright.
Hold on. Character might be a little out of date, but still should be close enough. Okay. Probably versus Flatfoot. So a 29 versus Flatfoot CMD.
Hey, that's good enough.
Yep. Hawk swoops in and steals his ration pouch right off his belt.
What? Don't worry, honey. I got box lunches for you.
No, the other guards, not these guys.
The other one.
Yeah, I want them distracted.
Oh, come on. Sorry, let me just.
Are they looking away?
Just don't do any funny business. Come on, let's kill the bird. They pull out the guns and just start trying to chase the bird.
Good luck. Bird engages in racer ability and now moves it. What was it? I've got to double check what racer does, but it was pretty fun. Okay, hold on, not that. Where is it? Favorite train, Hunter's Bond, Animal Companion. So yeah, racer, archetypes, racer. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've done that. Racer gets a special sprint, so she moves at 900 feet for one round.
Jesus Christ.
There is a small sonic boom as the bird flies away.
As they look at the bird, like, okay, they're not going to be catching him for the while, and the couple starts to embrace, so...
And like Batman, two saps, one in each hand, conk conk, knocking them both.
So much for their honeymoon.
Throw, standard gag, tie up, throw into sacks, throw over each shoulder, and sneak out.
Let's see how well you sneak. 1 second.
47.
Okay, you're sneaking well enough.
I walk back to the ship with two bags over my shoulder, and no one notices. No one notices the doctor carrying two obvious bodies with him.
Like, I must just roll to see if anyone actually knows you. Like, 47. Yeah, you're not. No one's going to.
Yep.
Slip. Everyone's going to slip past you.
No, the thing is, I'm saying it's just the joke is he's basically just walking down the street humming, and no one notices him. Because reasons. So, in the bowels of the ship, tossing them into the thing, pulling them out of the bag, and, they're still tied up, using smelling salts to wake them up. Still gagged, by the way.
The husband looks around like, where's my wife?
She's sitting right next to him, waking up.
I'm right here, honey. All right, what do you want?
If they do see a plague doctor standing over them, a obvious paladin, and who else wants to be involved in this interrogation?
I'm not here around you.
I'm busy.
I was going back to the ship to make my clothing.
I am busy.
Yeah, I went back to the ship.
Oh, you're back at the ship. Okay.
Yeah. We're using the cell that we were in.
Okay. Then I happen to be on the ship then.
I'm guessing you're sitting in the corner sewing still.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they see obvious Inquisitor, obvious Paladin, and Plague Doctor.
It feels like there's a joke in there somewhere.
A plague doctor, a paladin, an inquisitor walks into a bar with two pirates, with a couple of pirates sitting there.
Yeah.
Alara does the scan. It does the standard scan for evils scan on both of them.
Evil enough because, well, they're pirates, so piracy is. So obviously piracy is evil, but not evil, if you know what I mean.
So kind of like a tippling.
They're chaotic neutral leaning evil,
Yeah,
which she wouldn't
much.
detect. Which she wouldn't detect.
Yeah, they're just pirates.
Chaotic
Yep.
neutral.
Yep. Alara whispers to Vikrin in Undercommon that they're not blatantly evil. And Vikrin just kind of leans down and goes, "Okay, we need to ask you a couple of questions."
I swear you, when I snatched that fellow, I did not touch that woman.
Vikrin cocks his head, confused.
I was with them, says the wife.
Vikrin cocks his head again, the other way, still wearing Plague Doctor mask, of course.
Wait, you're not a bounty hunter trying to kick back a couple pictures?
No.
No, we're vampire hunters, effectively.
Vampire. Oh right, those strange recruits. Wait, how
Yeah.
do you on this island?
I am very good.
Then he looks around to stuff like, oh, that fucking asshole.
We're very good at what we do.
Do you recognize the bird?
I mean, hell. I literally walked down the street with both of you over my shoulders and bags, and no one stopped me.
To be fair, it's a pirate island. Of course, no one's gonna stop you. What are you gonna do? Call the officials?
At least the local militia to go, hey, why is there a plague doctor walking with two very obvious bodies in bags?
The militia. The only role in this island is to not piss off the king and queen. And to pay off the tithe every time you go out, come back in, and live in the John General.
Wow, I knew pirates lived free, but I didn't realize that when they I thought they only lived this free when they were pretty much on their own. Okay then. I guess we'll have our Inquisitor friend talk to you instead. Fun fact: she's Abadarian, so hey, Saloon. Don't Abadarians have a big problem with piracy? As disrupting civilization, trade, things of that nature.
More or less. Pretty much like so long as they're engaged in the acts, it's kind of a problem.
Also, we're protecting the vampires, so.
Now, were you knowingly and willingly protecting them, or is it just a case of protect them or die?
Remember the first rule about the husband pops up like, remember the first rule about pissing off the king and queen? Yeah.
I'll interpret that as a kind of protect them or die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so basically their word is law. In a rather ironic sense.
Yep.
I can't exactly punish. Yes, I can't exactly punish people simply following the law, or at least the rule of their leader.
I guess we'll just have to go out and throw the king and queen into a sack and walk down the street.
By that rule, does that make you the new king?
If I could, Vikrin, probably because he proved stronger than the rulers.
Hmm.
Look,
All right.
look. Instead of taking a minute, it'll take 5. So what?
All right. So about these vampires, what exactly do you know about them? And yes, I already heard your first rule of don't piss them off. So what exactly can you say that does not violate that rule?
Uh, Technically, the second rule is no snitches, but to be honest, none, none of them hates the pirates. None of them likes the vampires. So I think we're gonna slide them off because unfortunately, the queens use him as cannon fodder, but sh but she, but rumor is it that she's gonna kick all of his crews out and and stick to the vampire crew only. Because then they get all the money.
Well, they wouldn't have to spend money on food and water and other supplies, necessity for others.
No food, no war, no whorehouse, no blacksmith, nothing. It's just
Well, I've already
They'd probably still need the blacksmith.
oh yeah,
And the
I've already dealt with that.
once the blacksmith was done, he's going to take a take an axe to the head, if you will.
I better get him out of there then. Also, Saloon, look what I had the blacksmith add to the armor. And he hands over his journal with the rune.
Impressive.
Can you say barbecue at noon?
Do you have the sauces? Do you have the sauces?
Well, I'm sure I can whip something up.
As long as there's at least
the
good
sauces-
herbs and spices.
The bar actually has some plenty of sauces.
Well, the thing is,
This was Sam's ale. Smith's ale.
so, well, that should at least deal with some of the vampires. It should pass initial testing, but more long-term usage should lead to the armor failing spectacularly.
Yes, it would. Well, my concern is, after the first few batches, they'd probably try and leverage their losses with some of the pirates here.
Well, that's what these are for. And he holds up one of his holy gladiuses. Once we thin out the numbers, we can deal with the rest ourselves.
Yep, that we can.
Also, dollars to donuts, their progenies or descendants of your father and his lieutenants.
Most likely. Or at least some kind of relation to them. It would be, well, admittedly, getting a chance to annoy Streinhauser would be very good.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking we capture the king and the pirate king and queen. What do you guys think?
Well, it would make a nice lucrative side business for us, but that still leads to the problem of, well, ironically enough, a guy should create a bit of more civility in the law.
No,
Maybe
no. This is a
instead
pirate
of
port. This is a pirate port. Long term, we don't really care about it.
Instead of being pirates, they could be privateers, officially sanctioned by Maquis.
That's true, and we do have those. We do have contacts that can do that. I mean, hell, technically, I could do it if I needed to.
And officially speaking, a privateer, as sanctioned by Maquis, they are not pirates, and thus still technically following the laws of the land.
Yeah, we can have them target our opponents' supply lines, which are legally speaking targetable by under the laws of war.
To which I then turn to the pirates. We may have just gotten a way for you to get out of this alive.
But for now, we need to keep you locked down here. We don't need you. We don't want you telling anyone anything.
Listen, if you're gonna keep us down here, can you at least do us one favor? Just lock us up in your
What?
cell and leave.
Okay. I can do that.
No, one of the Sams will have to be guarding you. Make sure you don't try to escape.
Or that no one comes in to try and take you out.
Fair enough. As long as he looks the other way, we let's just say didn't consummate the marriage yet, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you're
Okay. Ah,
recently
yes.
Well, I guess we're gonna go get go grab a Sandra and see what see how she wants to grab the king and queen.
Yep.
So I'll walk over to the door that's probably sitting in the middle of the cargo hold. That is the entrance to Sandra's place. I'm just gonna knock on the door politely.
What's up?
You want to go capture a king and queen pirate and take over a pirate island?
Can't we just sink it?
But we can turn them into privateers.
I mean, isn't that just means they're legal pirates for us?
Yes, but that's useful to us.
Okay, fine. I'm going dead.
I'm not your father, and I don't want to meet your father, to be honest.
Yeah,
Why
watch. It
not?
turns out the father is actually just like a turnip farmer.
No, he wouldn't be a turnip farmer. He would be something far, far stranger.
Exactly.
He's a goose farmer.
An alchemist turnip farmer. He just creates turnips with alchemy.
He's an elf that runs a cabbage cart in some city somewhere.
I was going to say that he's clearly a vinter.
A vinter?
Yeah, a vinter.
Nice.
Clearly, that's what he is. A turnip vinter.
Probably not as nice.
Delicious turnip wine.
Oh, a vintner. Sorry, I was in the wine industry, just knew the terms under different terms. A vinter is, I think, the Danish term for it. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Vinter is also vinter vine. I'm just getting everything confused at this point, but whatever. So yeah, let's go capture a king and queen by the seat of our pants because that's how we seem to do best.
Yep. And as we leave, I take a glove and put it on the doorknob.
That's lewd.
Oh boy.
And Salu's now strutting around in her new outfit again.
Yep.
Alright, so while the husband and wife get
Alara goes invisible with the ring. Vikrin goes back into the plague doctor outfit, and Isandra does whatever Isandra does.
Alright, I assume you're approaching the mansion again.
Yep.
And as you approach the mansion, you see a large German chopping another German to bits. Like, you got one job, and slice him in half.
Was that one of the guards?
Yeah.
From earlier?
Yep.
Well,
now find them, or you'll chase my wife's axe next. And trust me, you don't want to do that. And he runs like a bat of hell.
Is he running past us?
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of grab him by the scruff of his neck and go, "Hold on there, son. What is going on here?"
What? Are you kidding me? That couple of scared. They ran. They do these. We have to find them quick.
Find who?
I don't know. That couple is guarding the gate. You see what he did? And that's just the king. You know this part. You know this is the matriarchy, right? So the queen's gonna be even worse.
Matriarch here.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
he's trying to shake all Jake run and try to tell the rest of them to find them.
What do you got? What do you? Should we let him go, or should we not? What do you guys think?
Well, they're not. I doubt they'll find them. Unless they're going to go through every ship. In which case they'll see Sam.
Hold on. I recommend looking in this district, and I'm just going to choose one of the random districts that I saw earlier. Try checking there.
What districts were there? Like
Merchant district, home district, port district, and
the
pretty much
nope.
and the shipyard.
All right,
I think they're hiding in the shipyard somewhere.
most likely.
But of course, no one's gonna look in there. Come on, let's just say this. I think for the first time, a human can actually beat Hellway in a fight in track meet.
Oh God!
He's got proper motivation to run.
One thing about
so he's running more than 900 feet this round.
pretty much. Well, when you see someone get cleaved in half, then yeah, you're probably gonna be
Pretty good motivation.
Yeah.
So yep. So I guess we're just so you see the king just standing there, what, admiring his good work.
Actually, he pulls out a pipe and starts to smoke it. Like,
Yeah,
this is a good.
I think Vikram with.
And let's just say he's smoking something very intoxicating without saying the word.
Pot.
Yeah, pretty much.
So fine, garnish.
He'll check to determine what the negative side effects of what he's smoking is.
The effects of secondhand smoke.
No, the negative effects of what he's specifically smoking.
Yeah, like the secondhand effect on us.
No, the effect on him. Secondhand effects can take years to build up. Okay. Short-term exposure is not really a problem. It's long-term exposure for secondhand.
And that's for, cigarettes and whatnot.
Well, technically, it's what you put into it that's the problem, other than tobacco. Because tobacco on its own, not good for you, but not worse than anything else.
Yeah, just an addictive substance.
Well, actually,
that's the nicotine.
Actually, they had trouble getting rats addicted to pure nicotine. It's fucking weird. It's the other stuff that's the highly addictive in cigarettes.
Well, it's the blend, really.
It's the combination of nicotine with the other chemicals and the tar. Because the thing is, cigar smokers tend not to be addicted to nicotine, but they do enjoy the consumption of it.
Yep.
Still habit forming, of course, just like the other stuff. So I'd recommend against consuming that. Vikram says from the other side of the gate, looking at the king.
This calms me down, dude.
Yes, but
I'm your king after all.
But it can have long-term neurological side effects.
Not after you turn 25.
But my wife says this is the only way to keep calm and steady. You know what I mean, dude?
I generally recommend meditation.
Yeah, obviously
I recommend meditation and exercise for that.
My mom said I get enough exercise.
Well, do you meditate?
No. It doesn't vibe well with me after all.
There are many forms of meditation. It isn't just sitting in a rock garden saying Om all the time. It can be done as part of movements, stretch exercises, general exercise, study, many forms.
It doesn't work for everyone, though. You got to keep that in mind.
True. But if you broaden your methods of meditation, it does affect a lot of people.
My wife's doing his best. I should go back to the house. Very she's very busy, and I have loads of treasures to count and to make sure that all those treasures that von Strubenheisen is concerned about is set to make sure everything's gotten whatever. He just left here a couple of days ago. You could have met him. Oh well.
I'm sure we'll cross paths. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point.
Yeah, he took a bunch of treasures with him. He says go Gorgon that we stupidly said like, oh, we're gonna make you the strongest navy there is. We were already the strongest navy there. And after since the Wolf Empire disbanded theirs. This calms me down after rage. You know that.
Yes.
Enjoy your day.
I'd also, of course, just gonna kind of look at the building and figure out the best method of sneaking in.
Well, it's still a large mansion, so it's about 3 floors. The front gate, of course, is pretty much not a bad idea, but you have some windows and and a couple of maids stepping in and out. As
I
well as
mean,
some,
we could,
as well as
I
some
mean, we could
high-ranking
just use it.
as well as some high-ranking pirate officials, captains, if you will, go in and out like for
Captains, other officers, of that sort.
yeah.
So, you guys just want to go in the front door?
It's an option. What exactly is right behind the front door? I'm guessing like a grand foyer,
Yep.
guarded.
Yeah.
Is there an entrance where servants typically go in and out of?
Actually, there is. Around the side of the building, you have a servant entrance.
I guess we'll go in that way.
Servants' entrance, less conspicuous. And I'll just take out one bottle of Samuel Smith rum and give it to the king. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My loves Samuel Smith's. I'll give it to her because if I drink it, I'm gonna be. Well, let's just say I like my head too.
Us mortals tend to like having our heads attached to our bodies.
Yeah, I don't want that Ron Superheisen turning into a vampire or something like that.
Yes, that would be quite inconvenient.
Anyway, enjoy our town, new recruit or whatever.
I'm just a passing doctor.
Yes. And have a good one.
And that's probably a mistake because she just looks at it like, how did you get into the town?
Came in on a pirate ship. They rent out space every once in a while.
He paid good gold for passage.
Besides, they were looking for a doctor. I treated that man earlier. Scurvy. Fortunately not contagious. Recommended changes to a diet. He should be fine.
Give me a check real quick.
Which type of check? I mean, it's the truth. I did help him. I did help that guy out. Yeah.
So yeah, like whatever. He takes up stuff to the post like, I guess you're right. My wife did order them to look for a doctor. So, all right.
Yes.
Enjoy your time. A couple of rules. Don't piss off my wife, and don't snitch. You leave. You never saw this place, or we'll find you. We have crews all over the world.
Saw what in the where now?
Don't piss off his wife. Don't snitch. Once you leave, you'll never saw this place. It's just a faint memory.
Exactly.
Yep.
and it goes back inside the front door.
Even though I've already mapped the fuck out of this onto my world map, I know
Hey,
exactly
He
where it
didn't know
is.
yet.
They don't know that.
Look, not gonna lie, I'm half considering turning this into this island into a giant ship production and refit location for our navy.
So what you're saying is you want me to make a true creation rune that can print ships.
They said they had the second base navy in the world.
Yep.
And only because of Wolf Empire discommended theirs. Or okay, let me rephrase that. They have the best navy in the world because of Wolf Empire dismantled theirs.
Yeah, they're in the rebuild phase.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna try to walk in the side door once it looks fairly clear.
All right.
Yep.
Give me some stealth checks.
I'm invisible.
All of them that are not invisible. Give me some stealth checks.
60.
50.
Remy.
Remy might be invisible too. She does have that
Alright.
spell. Literally 3 of the 5 party members are straight up
Yes.
invisible.
All right.
Sorry,
So
3 out
you
of 5.
sneak around and go to the
Yep.
side doors.
Yep.
You see some maid. You see some maid outfits, some maids and butlers walking around.
And there's just a random plague doctor that no one takes notice of somehow. And a random pirate.
Like
Saloon just quickly pockets one of the maid outfits and a butler outfit.
Saloon, you have very odd taste and fetish.
one of the
Could be.
butlers looked at her like, why do you go to the front door? Let me escort you.
Wait, how do they see us?
Oh, never mind. No, I thought you.
No, we're not interacting with any of them. We're doing the whole. We're doing the whole walk. Yeah, we're doing the sneaky sneak thing, and everyone else is invisible.
I just happened to grab like a maid and butler outfit and put it into my bag of holding.
All right, so you're sticking around.
Yep. Trying to find out where the queen is hanging out. Taking notes in my journal, but looking like a plague doctor. Just taking notes.
It's alright. Well, you heard through the grapevine the queen likes to give some torture for dissidents downstairs while the king's high upstairs.
I guess I'm gonna go downstairs, and because not unusual to have doctors present with tortures.
Yeah, you gotta keep the victim alive somehow. And with the king high upstairs, I'm guessing that was either literal or figurative.
Both.
So I'm gonna go downstairs. Do I see other plague doctors hanging out down there?
About 1 or 2.
I'll just walk over to them and basically stand next to them.
And at this point, you see a queen like you see the queen stand up. Let me just show you what it actually looks like. This is why I gotta get a new mouse. So here's Twing, and she has a vampire She has a vampire tortured and testing the durability of them. Like, come on, beg for me. Wow.
How was her technique?
Masterful. Like
Theoretically?
let's just say Saloon recognizes some of the techniques from her Christian Academy.
And Vikram probably remembers some from when he was younger, which is pissing him off.
Yeah, he's like, she's combining them both.
Yeah.
Like, these vampires are weak. Were those vampires? Were those vampires?
Wait, she's torturing one of the vampires?
She's torturing one of the vampires, but it's only just.
That's kinky. That's
only just to see the durability. You have a bunch of human people standing by for next.
Yeah, they're taking and the doctors are taking the notes.
Pretty much.
Vikram will start pointing out inconsistencies in their notes because he does have a lot of knowledge religion along with heal. No, that's all wrong.
Oh, I thought something fell. Oh no. I guess that's enough for the. I guess that's enough for today. Hopefully the armor comes soon and then I can really wrap it up. Come on, let's get some humans up in here. And pulls out a dwarf first to start to torture. Like, oh, little shorty, it's so good to see you. It'd be better to see you when you grow.
How tough do these two doctors look, and are there people observing them?
Pretty much weak doctors, just enough to. They get fed just enough to perform the duties and stuff like that. But it's not like exercise.
Well, okay.
But it's not like exercise. They're pulling up.
So it basically no need to even roll to knock them out, kind of thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, but is anyone observing them right now?
Besides the training to make sure that they're actually keeping impeccable notes, not really.
Well, when she's distracted, I'm not going to knock both of them out and basically take one of their places, but prepare a few things on my end. I'll have a couple of our invisible people drag them away. Kiri, how quickly can you get into a Plague Doctor outfit?
I could probably get into one very quickly.
Yeah, would you mind swapping out and being one of those?
Alrighty.
And then just take the place, and then we'll be the two Plague Doctors.
Okay.
We'll give her a very short period of time and try to make a lay of how many people, how many guards are in here right now.
That's a low roll. Yeah, about a couple of guards, only because the queen likes compliance.
Damn, that makes it a little
As
more
you see
difficult.
the guards like, jeez, does she have to do that? Do I have to be here?
It's only got to get worse, Vikram says, standing next to one of them, somehow appearing in his Plague Doctor outfit. I've seen this technique before. It is extremely brutal.
And yet, when performed correctly, incredibly clean.
I'll give him. That she likes to perform this dirty. And
Vikram is going to do. Vikram is going to describe by using knowledge heal. He's going to describe in great detail what's about to happen to try to get this guy to get sick and run off.
Let me see how fast he runs off.
And theoretically, I could also use profession torture to give another good bit of detail of how this technique can be improved.
Yeah. Oh God. You actually have profession torture?
Yes, I do.
Technically, it can be used against evil if you're neutral.
And as an inquisitor, there's some special caveats as an inquisitor.
Yeah. And technically, this queen is violating the tenets of your faith.
And 32.
Does he get out of the room before he vomits? Yes or no, Ty?
Specifically, I'm telling him comparing what I'm seeing, how it's being performed, and how it can be improved.
He just gets out the room.
And how it could be made worse.
He just gets out the room, but as he steps out and vomits, you see a silver axe flying across the room and lop his head off. Pay attention! Guard, get my axe! Yes, sir.
Off goes his head. Ram!
It's a silver barrel that's just slicing across the room. Get me another guard. I'm not satisfied unless a couple people are watching. Hey, doctors!
Yes?
One of the guards being summoned. Help me perfect my techniques about this one. And it shows you
Of
it shows
course.
you a torture, which is pretty much a mixture between Vikrins and
Yeah,
saloons.
what Vikram knows.
How do I make this hurt even more?
Well, there are many ways, but the first is your technique is off.
The issue is that And
could you please hold out your arm, and I can show you where you're bending the joint wrong.
I shall hold the arm out.
Yeah,
And,
I know. I'm doing it with the queen.
Okay.
He grabs another prisoner and throws him like, here, use him. Only my husband gets to touch me. Barely.
Your Highness, this man has a completely different physical anatomy compared to you. You're trying to do a perfected technique, which means it has to be specifically adapted to your physical form. Besides, I'm wearing gloves.
And at this point, you realize one thing: she has two axes, and she brings the other one back. Possesses another one too. You're like, this is the technique. This is the technique I want to use on this man. So pull it on this man.
Is she pointing the axe at Vikran and basically standing right next to him?
Yep. As the other guard gets her other axe. If you're wondering, it's a better axe. So
yeah. Saloon holds her arm out and says, "Allow me." And I go to the vampire that was already being worked on, and I go to his other arm. Now, the technique that I saw, that is pretty impressive, but generally, and admittedly this is a personal preference, obsidian-tipped scalpels make for excellent cutting utensils. Nice, fine, and clean. Very little, and when done deep enough, can be quite messy. Now, I shall show you like a good solid way of doing it with this axe, though mostly it'll be the handle part that I will be using.
I actually like this, Doctor. Guard, give me my other axe.
I'm trying to figure out what she physically has on her. So,
could I just roll the profession torture to basically show like a good effective ways of handling torture, at least with using just the axe's handle and not the blade?
Oh, go ahead.
A 31.
Oh yeah, you can figure out how to pull it off.
Ness. Now, since this person is a vampire, he obviously will recover from this a lot quicker than a regular mortal. But I suppose that as a vampire, it does allow for a good chance to try again or experiment with different methods.
I like this, Doctor.
Also, I did a perception. What does she have? What does the Pirate Queen have on her?
Okay. Despite the way she's dressed in the picture, she has to have something that pretty much make that full plate armor with gold.
She has one of those amulets. It's one of those armor amulets.
Yep, with gold and silver across the chest, if you will. A couple of axes and a couple of jewels other than the armor. And of course, her pirate hat.
Gonna use sleight of hand. Yes, I'm using sleight of hand to steal the amulet.
Damn it!
I yoinked her armor. Just slipping that into one of my bags.
I'm going to continue on my discussion with her. Yes, now as you can see, this is what we can do with a handle. Now, as I said, I enjoy using obsidian-tipped scalpels, because it allows me to make nice, clean incisions, which actually can look a lot worse. But we don't need our prisoners to know that. Let them think they're gonna die horrifically, with incredibly painful yet relatively lesser lethal methods. And I start demonstrating by doing like a couple of nice simple cuts with the obsidian tip scalpel on the chest of the vampire.
And
So-
you're enjoying this because, it's part
It's a
of the
vampire.
review. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and A, it's a vampire, and B, I'm technically not engaging in like lethal actions on it. It's just incredibly painful and horrific looking, but since it's very, very fine and precise, not lethal, technically.
So
And
let's see.
So she can see all the blood. So she can see all the blood that's just gushing out of him.
Well, she is that. I'm actually going to put on my ring to try to identify more details about the armor. That allows that craft armor ring thing that I've got.
Well, the armor element is a masterwork style that actually ranges her armor by 10 other as well as the actual plate armor. So 15, so like 8.
36. Got it. So this is extremely tough plate armor.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into reverse engineering that enchantment, or work with the Son to reverse engineer. More powerful armor is always good. So that is ours now. It's in my bag. Do I notice any curses on it?
Nope.
Okay, good. So, got it. Let's see. Also, I'm guessing the guards are starting to get more sick. As
Yeah.
I
In
see
fact,
this
the new replacement guard is even going to get sick. Like, why did you bring me here? Because the queen demands an audience. Now shut up and suck up like a pirate. This isn't
Yep.
piracy. This is madness.
Yep.
Oh, are we asking for a volunteer?
No. She stepped back like, no, I'm fine. Like, this is actually the doctor's right. You rookie, come here now. Yes, ma'am.
Now, because I'm feeling very merciful to you, I won't do this on you. Instead, I will run you through the process of how to do this. Consider this a front row education. Oh, don't worry. I shall guide your hand to ensure it's all done properly.
Vikran is also going to take give a once over on the other prisoners' health check.
Also, a quick question: like, with me doing that, like, instead of like torturing him, instead of having him do the torture and learning, can I like gauge the reaction of like the queen? Like, if she's disappointed that we're not torturing him, or curious as to where I'm going.
Oh no, she's completely amused and paying very close attention.
Is she distracted enough that I could basically get those guards to give those guards to leave?
Let me check.
Now, young rookie, let us begin right here. As we
Not
can see,
destructive enough.
as we are dealing with a vampire, this is, guys, we can see the nice little healing up already. In a few minutes, his area will be completely healed up. So let's work on his other side. And I basically asked that he be flipped over so that he's on his stomach.
With the guards, he decide she with the guards, they flipped him over.
Yes. Now, medically speaking, the skin of the back is much harder than that of the stomach in the front, which makes a good area to work with. Now, let's give you a nice solid education of just what exactly it looks like underneath. And so while guiding his hand, I trace the scalpel right along the very sides of the vampire's spine. And right at the top area, right below the shoulder, I basically do like a kind of like a Y-shaping incision. And right towards around the bottom area, a little bit below the ribcage, another inverted Y. And now, outside the toolkit, I now grab a separator and two separators. I'll just show you what the insides are. And I open up the folds of the skins on the back to reveal the ribcage and spine.
Damn, you are sadistic, aren't you?
I like this doctor a lot. Guards, pay him 1,000 gold once they're done, and give them the good rooms tonight.
Yes. Now, obviously, since this is a vampire, we aren't exactly seeing all the activity we normally would see with a living being. Of which, if you're good enough, and I think you're proficient enough, you might get the opportunity to see. But for right now, just imagine the lungs increasing, inhaling and exhaling, and the heart just beating like a madman at this point. So, but of course, there is another fine thing we can do at this point here. If we wish to get further in, these ribs are just going to get in the way. So, let me just give you some tools to help show you how to deal with this. And she pulls out like a chisel type device and a hammer. What we're going to do is we're going to separate the ribs from the spine. Now, this is an incredibly complicated and very precise action, so you're a little bit new to this, so I will take hold of this one. And so Saloon just starts like chipping away at the ribs, separating the ribs from the spine. There we go. We have now separated the ribs from the spine. And yeah, the prisoner's probably screaming like all hell, like bloody murder at this whole thing.
Pretty much.
Now, what I'm about to do is an interesting technique that I've learned through quite a few people, and I actually had a chance of witnessing once as well. It is a technique called the Blood Eagle. And Saloon just opens the ribs, completely exposing the insides.
Ooh.
I like that. I like that a lot. I've heard of it, but no one actually want to teach me it. I do not know why.
Yeah, mostly it's a matter of fortitude and, well, usually a lot of times mortals tend to die well before we get to this point. Either through trauma or blood loss, or a combination thereof. But, as you can see right here, were this a mortal, this person would be bleeding out horrifically. And, of course, if we do wish to pour salt in the wound, we certainly could. And Saloon takes out like a salt shaker. And just...
Is that blessed salt?
Yes!
Oh, God!
Now, the adverse reaction you're going to see here is going to be a little more unique because of our fine subject's vampiric condition. And I start shaking in some blessed salt. So not only would it be burning like all hell, it's probably causing a horrific deal of internal damage. Probably not enough to kill it completely outright, but my god, enough to cause permanent scarring and stuff.
And the queen, you look at the queen, and she's smiling from ear to ear.
Is she fully distracted?
Let me check to make sure.
You have no idea how long I've been wanting to do something like this.
Yep, completely distracted now.
I'm gonna walk over to the guards that are probably just in total shock and horror, and go, "You may want to leave for this next part. I'll cover for you. It's only gonna get worse from here."
And yes, there is another final step to the bloody.
And at this point,
Yeah.
right, good luck. You need it. As you walk, and they walked out.
And I
Okay,
grab.
I will close the door and lock it and walk back to the table.
And let us begin it here. We already have the angel wings. Now let us have the eagle's wings. And I take the lungs out and I fold them up right through his back, completely over his shoulders. And
Ouch.
there we go.
Oh, there's
You
one
know what?
final. There's one final step you're missing, Doctor.
Let's see. Yes. This would be more of a sentimental thing. The removal of the heart.
But I was thinking the faster option, since we are dealing with the undead here. And Vicar produces a holy one of his holy gladiuses.
Ah, yes, that's it. Let's just get the heart. Well, the heart would be the final step for a mortal, but since this is a vampire, well, procedure should still be followed. And Saluna, guiding the hand of the rookie, takes the obsidian-tipped scalpel and cuts at each ventricle of the heart, removing it and thus letting it fall free within the chest cavity. And
wouldn't that kill the vampire, though, because the heart is one of the weaknesses of a vampire?
He's probably still got a bit of life left because in the brain, so he's probably got like a minute at most left. And for a coup de grace, pass me the gladius.
Vicarin hands over his offhand gladius.
I then go right towards the neck, give a nice little raise, and whack.
And it's a holy gladius, so the thing probably bursts into white flames.
Ooh, that's nice. Hey, prisoners, you got lucky. I'm satisfied.
Actually, they're a little bit luckier than normal.
Really?
Yes. Vicarin goes, yes, because you won't be torturing them anymore.
What? As she pulls out both her asses again. What
I wouldn't do that if I were. Your torturing days are over.
Does this smell like olives to you? And I put a rag over the mouth and nose of the queen.
What she need to shake out of it?
I think that'd be a reflex save.
I'm just trying to knock her out with chloroform.
Yeah.
Ether.
Yeah.
Alright, if she actually makes a save.
I was just going to go basically down the I'm going to steal your axes from you method. Disarm check.
No, 1 second. Let me actually.
But yeah, that works too.
I just get to make them all public. Anyway, reflex.
Yep. Oh.
That just what would I be matching that off against?
There's not really a rule for chloroform rag. Usually we use it on unaware enemies.
I'm mostly thinking like they're making a reflex check against me. What would I use that to determine if they passed or failed?
She rolled pretty good, so
I'm thinking it probably would be a success.
yeah.
I'm thinking if it's above a 20, it's probably a success.
Yeah. Vicarin would step in between. Between himself and between the queen and Saloon, since Saloon tends to do better at range. I'm going like, I'd put the axes down. You might hurt yourself, and then Vicarin's going to try to do a disarm check on one of them. Let's see. Here we go, and that'll be. All right, it's a 26, but she's human, right?
Yeah.
40 versus CMD.
Damn it! It actually hits.
Yeah, he takes one of her axes away, and just is twirling it in one of his hands. As I told you, I'd put the other one down.
She just screams, "Husband!"
The door is locked.
Oh, door being locked? Don't you think I'm married to... Do you think I'm married
He's high.
Do you think I'm married to weakling?
He's high as well.
And we gave him
on the top floor.
Oh, don't worry. He always hears me. And
In that case, I shall cast silence on her. Well, too late.
Yeah, true. Too late.
And at Q, you see the door hinges flung off, and the husband steps through the door. What have you done to my wife? It's you!
Yes, it's me, the doctor.
Come here, quick! Cure whatever my wife befell my wife. And where's her axe?
Right here, and he says while still spinning the axe in his offhand. Also, you may want to be careful because there's something behind you, and he gets shield slammed from behind by Alara.
He eats his snow jam, but well, he slams his axe down and pops into a mighty rage. That's why my husband gets high, because if he didn't, he would kill everyone.
31 versus his CMD. Basically versus CMD as she tries to shield slam him.
Let me just double. I hate this mouse.
Well, she might only be able to move him by 5 feet. The trick is she's trying to get him on the ground. Is there something within 5 feet of him that could be that was a space he cannot go into?
No.
Got it. So Alara's just kind of gonna basically. There's now a paladin standing behind him with gleaming shield. As he gets stumbled.
How many you are there?
Enough. Vikram's gonna try to steal the other axe.
Don't you dare! He does try to swing her one axe around. So
31 versus CMD.
I think you missed. Let me double check.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, with her rage bonus, she actually beats the jack.
Yep. So she keeps that one. And go, huh? Guess you got lucky that time.
You won't though. And she's tried to take a swing at you.
Yeah. Alright, I also got favorite defense, so that should be favorite defense. That should give me some extra defense against a human. Yep.
First attack only because, well, she still had to move, so.
Yep, only one attack. Wow. Yeah. That is one hell of an attack roll. Does hit Vikram.
Yeah, thank God he's only the first attack only counts, or else you'll probably be dead.
What was that? Actually, she would miss on. Oh, yeah, 2 crits. That would definitely hurt. He might have been dead, but yeah. But yeah, Vikram, she definitely sees him get hurt, but he tanks it pretty well.
You're pretty tough for a weakling. Let's see how tough you are. And just remember.
Should we have like an initiative thing?
Yeah, I was about to set up an initiative roll now.
Yeah, maybe clear off the map a little bit.
Yeah. He's not the vampire, so I'll leave him here.
Yep.
Actually, I don't think we have time with the timeline, so maybe we can do this tomorrow. Well, next time.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd probably be right here because this was probably where the torture victim was.
Yeah.
Actually, we may need to move things a lot more around because I was in between you and her. Alara was behind this guy, so we got to figure out who was. I think the queen might be right there.
Okay, we could then maybe say that this was where the dude was, where the
Yeah.
torture was.
Yeah.
Alright,
Sorry. Yeah, there. Yep. Then Alara gets step up, so she can basically be right there. And you have a clean shot.
Yep. So, shall we set up initiative?
Hang on 1 second. Delete. Delete. And we don't need 2 Alaras, so...
What was that?
I said we don't need 2 Alaras.
Oh, is there a second one on the field? Oh, and a
The
second.
bottom.
Deleting
Yeah.
them now. Sorry
Also,
about that.
I'm on top of Juicy. Could you get rid of Juicy?
Yeah. Torture victims there, but where would Little Miss Torture be hiding?
Am I not visible on the map?
Huh?
I'd be right here?
Yeah.
I'm literally right here.
And I would be basically acting as a guard. So maybe here or maybe here is where Little Miss Crazy is.
Oh, Zandra.
No, not our Little Miss Crazy. This Little Miss Crazy. Miss Crazy Torturer. Hold on, I've got to get his initiative.
$34. That's a good one.
Damn. Also, she's got to be within 5 feet of me for me to be able to pull off the thing. So is that where she is permanently, Ty?
Yeah.
The torturer?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll set up right here then. Right there then. That works.
Yeah, it kind of gives me a bit of... So, what are you down to as far as health goes?
115 out of 135. So it hurt, but I'll live.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm also going ahead of her, so also Laura's going ahead of this guy. I'm basically going to take her sword. I'm going to take her weapon away from her.
1 second, buddy. I'm a replace with my seems to be all the Fritz. And 1 second, I'll just have to let the replug.
Yep, I just need to be added to the initiative list.
Oh, no wonder. Hey, the Remy, you're going to participate in this battle?
I think Remy huffed some catnip.
Diplo's not here.
He had to leave
He
around
had
this
to leave
time.
early.
Oh, okay.
Right, and begin.
So, what is your plan, Asandra? Sorry, not Asandra.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, the first big threat is kind of right in front of me, so that's kind of the king.
Mm-hmm.
So, full rounding on him. And first shot is classified as already a crit.
So I'm going to confirm that.
There's a 40 confirm against his touch AC.
Yep.
And moving our way down. Actually, I'll just confirm that shot right then and there. Or do you want me to just... Yeah, I'll do them all. I'll just do it.
Well, remember, if he has any sort of DR, unless you have the clustered shots feat, you don't add all the damage together. You got to do this damages separately.
Okay.
Oh, no DR.
Okay, then you can go ahead and stack
Just
it.
extreme
Also,
tough.
he's
Just
probably going to be a juggernaut.
Yeah, just
He's-
extremely
yeah.
tough armor.
Yeah. Kiri, he's going to be a juggernaut, so I'd say dump everything you have into him. I can deal with Little Miss Pirate Bitch.
Alrighty then, continuing on. I get the feeling that the last two probably don't hit the touch AC.
They don't even come close.
Wait,
Does-
touch AC is ridiculous. Touch AC that high is pretty rare. Vikram, for example, has a touch AC of 18.
Does the 26 at least hit?
Oh, the 26 hits. The 18 doesn't come close.
Okay, so we got 3 of them that matched.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. If this guy's got pretty high dex and I think what is it? Is it deflect that adds to both touch and flat? A couple that and dodge. Yeah. So yeah, I can see that. So yeah. Let's see. You got 1 crit and then 2 regular shots. Let's see the damage.
Give me a second. Just to make sure I got that in right. All right. Big number. Here we come.
Jesus, that would have killed Vicar in 1 shot.
Except he actually stands up to, like, that actually hurt.
Is this guy considered evil?
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an additional what? Wait, or did you already calculate that, Kiri?
I already got the holy and all that stuff in,
Yeah.
and ooh. Yep. I added all that. I already took care of all that. That's already been taken care of.
Yep. Okay. Got it, yep. Because that means Alara can use her Smite, Schmiggity Schmite Evil. So Alara's going to Smite Evil on this fool. Let me double check what the Smite Evil stuff does. Adds her Chaw bonus to her attack rolls. Of course she's got that. Because she's a good paladin. Isn't that right, guys?
Yep.
$38 versus his regular AC.
I think that's just hit. Let me double check. Damn it, actually hits.
Okay. So, yep, that's the first attack, and I'll do the sword damage now. Sorry, just double checking my math. Let's see. And our paladin level of 12. So that first attack is 31 holy damage.
All right.
31 total damage as the sword slices through his back. Now comes the shield. (32 versus AC?
No.
Makes sense. Okay. Back to the sword. Nope.
I tried to tickle me, little girl.
So only one attack hit.
Yep.
But yeah, full paladin. Vikrin is going to try to take the sword away again. Take the battle axe away. (40 versus CMD?
Yeah.
Vicardus looks at her and goes, "I've got both your axes. You better surrender."
I'm in trouble, dear honey. I'm fine. I'll just punch him if I could.
Does she have what was it? Does she have the improved strike feat or whatever it is?
No.
Oh, goody! That means
Okay.
Vikrin gets attacks of opportunity.
Well, it's not her turn yet.
I know. But yeah, that's all Vikrin can really do other than hold on. You know what? Let me double check what the requirement is for quarry. Quarry. Can as a standard action. Never mind. Never mind.
Right. The king spins around. It says, "Hello, my friend. How are you?" I don't like to hurt a little girl. But my wife's in danger, and I really must be well off. Obviously, it's all the checks.
Yep. So yeah.
Alright, which one's hit?
What was that?
Which one's hit? Oh, damn it. I forgot I'm still in GM mode. Let me switch it up again.
Alara has an effective AC of 38 against him.
Yeah, because the original roll 3 didn't would have hit.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
So what is the damage?
No, I'll just re-roll it again. It won't be.
Okay. Got it.
But, oh, come on. Okay, it's 56 It's 56, which is a crit. Crit confirmed, so it's
Yeah.
28 plus
So that's
30, 28 plus 43 plus 20 plus 23.
94. That actually that does hurt her pretty badly.
And here's the trick. You see the damage gets soaked into the axe. He now recovers half that damage.
Sorry. Wow, yeah. Laura's down to 25 HP. There are things she can do to counter that, but not by much.
And we just make sure we fix that.
Okay.
I said all these public rules. Oh, right, you can see it. Duh. I'm derp. Right. Anastasia goes and.
Is she trying to punch Vikram?
No, she just walks up and tries to grab something like. Damn it. Do I have something?
Is she trying to draw a weapon or off of herself, or is she trying to pick something up off the ground?
She's trying to pick something up off the ground. She's trying to walk up and pick something up from here. Like, Jesus, 1 second.
Actually, that does bypass Vikram's ability to, unless she's doing a 5-foot step as her move action, and then using her standard to pick something up.
Yeah, that's what she's going to do.
Got it.
Let me see now what to do. I guess another barrel axe. As he picks up a significantly weaker barrel axe. And well, that's the turn because she had to move.
Yep.
Well, full round against the king.
Yep. I recommend deadly aiming it since you've got pretty good rolls. Get more damage on him.
Yep, and that was -2 for then. Okay. So -2.
Actually, it's going to be a -4, but you get an additional 8 damage at this point.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, let me see if I can confirm. 38 to touch AC.
It hits.
This is going to be fun. Continuing on.
Auto miss.
Yep.
She just dodged out the way like.
Thank God thank God measuring misfire to nothing. That would have fucked me over badly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess, well, 16 obviously misses, but the crit and a 33 to touch AC, so that's 2 of them. All right. And yes, I actually kind of messed up a little bit on my previous damage roll. There was a stat there that I forgot to take into account when it's a crit. Let me just correct that quick. Plus that, plus that. Okay, plus, okay, then multiply that by 5. Add an 8 to that. 179 net damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stumbles like, nice, and then falls to the ground.
Wait,
You
you
got
killed
lucky,
him?
punk. Honey, let's retreat. Fine, fine, dear, but we'll be back.
Wait. How are they going to retreat?
Plus, can't they only do that on their turn?
I know. He just said let's retreat, and since he's pretty much unconscious, well, technically he's dead, but since he's unconscious, he can't move at all.
Got it.
Well, technically he's dead, thanks to that damage, but
Did that actually put enough damage on him to meet or exceed his con
that's
and
why I
negative?
said
Got
that's
it.
why I said technically he's dead.
Yeah, basically, it did enough damage for him to be dead. It's just thematically, he was just saying fall back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yep. Let's see. What options are on the table? Alara's going to pop one of her lay on hands on herself. And that should give her back, let's see, which is a swift action. So despite the name, the paladin only needs a free hand for this ability, which technically can be done with a light shield. And she has 12 paladin levels, so 66. She recovers 21 health, so she's a little bit better off. At 46. And, well, is she trying to pull anything out of curiosity?
From her bosom, she's trying to pull out a scroll, a teleportation scroll.
Alara, steal. Steal check.
Yeah, pretty much. Because she had no armor, you're gonna beat her almost every time.
47. I critted. I actually critted.
Really?
Yeah, because with favorite enemies, I double my crit range.
What is the normal crit range for yours?
20. For a maneuver, it's a 20. But in this case, because I double it, it is now a 19. So Vikran is now holding the scroll in his hand, going, "You're not going anywhere."
So you copped the field, grabbed a scroll.
Pretty much. And because she has no armor, she can't exactly defend herself.
And Alara is going to shield slam. Let's see, and she should have, and it will be a charged shield slam. Sorry, 20 plus 2 plus. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what additional things she would get. She gets a +2 for that. Nothing else. 40 versus AC and CMD.
Yeah, it has because she's no armor.
Hold on, 1d20. Sorry, 1d6 plus. What the fuck was it? So half of 5 is 2 plus the shields. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, no. What was it? I think I'm getting my numbers mixed up somewhere in here. I'll just do 4 plus 1 in this case. It doesn't do a lot of damage, 11 damage, but for every 5 Alara beat her CMD by, she flies an additional 5 feet. And is there a wall or a pillar anywhere near here?
Alright, so she just falls straight into the wall.
Oh, she slams straight into the wall and falls down prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
So,
she's
yeah,
about as far away from her husband as possible.
And there's a pissed off paladin and the ranger that stole her weapons standing in between them. And she's prone. So Vicar's already gone, so he's dead. What's her turn like?
Like, where's those clerics? Obviously she can't shop from them anymore, so she's just looking around, like, fine, and raises her hand.
Okay.
Just one hand or both?
Both hands.
Yeah. Okay. Alara's gonna pop another lay on hands on herself.
Technically, it'd be my turn.
Okay, got it. Go ahead if you want to do something.
Is when I see her hands up, I'm going to move up to right behind her, grab her hands, and seal them with an adamantine cuffing.
What's their playing of?
Oh, I have adamantine cuffs.
Let me guess. They've got the masterwork locker, the best thing possible he can get a hold of.
Yes, I spent the additional like 500 something gold ingots just to do that.
Yeah, was it?
It's so useful.
It's like a masterwork. What was it? Masterwork superior locker, whatever it is, and it's like a 40 to bypass or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be for picking it, and strength check against adamantine. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Even stronger than Mithril.
Yep.
So,
and thus she is nice and restrained.
Yeah, Alara's going to pop a heal on herself to get herself a little bit more up. Another 27. Vikran's giving her the once over, but she insists that he deal with the other people that are there. So Vikran's going to go to the what was it? The torture victims, except for the dead vampire.
Ash. Well, you probably can just walk through and you might breathe them in. Just heads up.
Pretty much.
28 to do heal checks on some of these guys. Are they pretty worse for wear?
They're pretty much worse for wear, but the 28 does come enough.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do with me, huh? I'll get out.
Lara points her blade at her and goes, "You're facing a paladin and an inquisitor, and you've been captured. You don't have many options. Redemption is one, if you so choose that path."
Yes, Diplo would hate us for not doing this. Saloon shall take out some rope and start tying her up. Shibari style.
After Vikran does the whole checking on the other people, he's going to do a very thorough search of the Pirate Queen to make sure she has nothing on her.
Besides about $1,000. Besides about maybe about $20,000 worth of jewelry she has on her, and teleport ring. Not really.
Taking that immediately.
The jewels or the ring.
Taking the ring and everything that's on her that could potentially be magical. Dropping it into a bag.
Really? Oh, you don't. Oh, well, I didn't know you could strip. Makes you teach my husband a couple of things.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not being taught anything. He's kind of dead.
I think she was talking about Saloon tying her up Shibari style.
Yeah.
Ah, got it. Yeah.
I have a lot of free time, and I have a very crazy, eccentric
roommate.
Yes.
Now, we got to make sure you don't make any noise. So Vikran's going to take out basically a rag, shove it in her mouth into the hole, rag in mouth and tied around so she can't make much noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's got a gag. All right. Stick the gag in the mouth. Put a ball in front of it.
Nah.
And all right. So I just basically just put like a rag inside her mouth. Tie another rag around.
That's what I was doing while you were working on the tying her up significantly so she can't move at all.
Or she might continue to try moving because it might feel good.
Yeah, if she swarms too much, I'm going to eat the rag her ass. Alara's going to start working on getting the torture victims out of the restraints.
So then we'll probably just carry the queen.
And then Vickard's going to do a deep search of the king's body. I definitely want to learn about that axe that steals health. So that's going into the bag.
All right, as well as another full plate armor amulet.
Yoink.
Full plate.
Yeah, yoinking that.
A couple of drawing axes. A couple of rings just for its value and purposes. And pirate tat.
And I'm going to secure the corpse, throw it into a bag, and throw it over my shoulder. And we're doing the same thing with the queen because we're basically going to be plague doctors moving bodies. We'll get the torture victims out. Is there like a... I'm actually going to search the room. Is there a hidden exit anywhere in this room?
Let me actually see to make sure. Maybe there is. Maybe there is.
Ty?
No, 1 second. Let me actually check. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much
Was it half opened?
right there, half open, waiting straight outside.
Quick trap check. Any traps?
Electric.
Huh?
Electric.
Anyone know how to disable traps?
Yeah.
By disabling that, I'm going to have Alara lead the torture victims out this way. We'll go out the front. We are plague doctors, after all, carrying corpses.
Yep. Not the greatest of skills if I have, but where is it? I head on up, go up to the trap, and dice don't fail me now. A 33.
Yeah, it beats the trap.
Oh, so I did not succeed?
No, it beats the trap.
Oh, I defused it,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah. Yep, so... Okay, Vickard's going to go, okay, people, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this ship and hand this and show this piece of paper to the nice 12-foot-tall gentleman in the samurai armor. I'm presuming there's some sort of rune that we can show that means temporary friend or something.
Well, remember, this wasn't here, but I assume he
Yeah. Basically, some way they can get onto the ship without the sands trying to stab them. So here you go. Vickard pulls out, spare cloaks from his bag and goes, "Wear these so people don't know who you are. Get over there, hide on the ship, and I'll worry about long-term treatment when I get there. Now go, scoot. Alara will lead you."
And they looked around and
Yeah, the paladin that released them from their bone,
yeah.
putting on her own cloak.
Yep. And put like a nice little, I'll just put an ether right in front of the face of the Pirate Queen and knock her out.
Into the sack she goes.
Yep, she's unconscious, pretty much all but fully naked and into the sack.
Yep. Basically, she has more rope than clothing.
And basically,
Nope, we're not PG confined, so.
well, there goes our monetization. We're no longer a family-friendly channel.
Yeah, but that means we don't have Copa down that
True.
either. Huh?
True.
So,
Yeah.
that's the trade-off, I suppose.
But, so I guess does anyone question us walking upstairs with the corpses, with what
He's just
appear to
looking
be
like,
corpses?
oh man, the queen went too far again. Ah, Jesus.
It got crazy down there. You really don't want to go down there right now. I'd say let it air out for a few hours at least.
Yes.
We know the deal by now. We're mates after all.
Yep, so.
By chance, is there like a maid and a butler type person that seems to be walking around but not in uniform?
Not really. All maids have uniforms at home. They just get the
They have spares at work in case somebody gets
killed,
covered in viscera.
Yeah.
Or soup.
Yeah.
You never know how often soup gets spilled.
Let's remember this is a pirate mansion, so of course, blood and guts might be part of the job.
Yeah, so we'll just walk through the city, just humming right along, carrying corpses.
They just look at it thing like, oh man, and just shake their head like.
Well, I would presume that
they assume that they're
one of them is bleeding pretty profusely from the bullet wounds and the sword slap.
Yeah, that's why they're just looking like, oh man, what did Queen do this time? Yeah, I don't know, but I don't want to cross her. Yeah, really.
Yep. Oh, also, there should be two tied up and unconscious plague doctors still downstairs. I forgot about them. Ah, well, whatever. So,
I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to look at, like, wait, the Queen's not here. Flee!
One of them, naked. Or at least whatever he wears underneath his plague doctor outfit. I've stolen their notes, by the way.
Oh boy.
Their notes are getting burned tonight. This knowledge shall never. I shall not let this knowledge spread.
So Lou's going to keep her copy that she got just to cross-reference.
Yeah.
If only just to see. Oh, good God! How much of an amateur are these people?
No, she's actually an expert.
So yeah. So
yes.
I guess.
Hell, I'll should probably invite you to a read session along of details. Like, oh, good God! This guy's such an amateur. Even the amateurs of my order know what to do compared to this guy. What the heck? Did they pick this guy off the streets?
Yeah. So yeah. So we get back to the ship. I'll store the corpse of the husband in. Do we have does Cassandra have a morgue somewhere in her dimension that'll keep the corpse fresh?
You have to ask her. So
we'll store it in there where we can keep it fresh.
Put it in a bag of holding.
I'm sure Cassandra has a spare bag of holding, so corpse go into bag of holding.
Yeah, in a bag of holding, it's extra dimensional space, so it's probably just like a freezer.
Yeah,
it's in stasis.
And then I guess we're gonna be I guess we'll be using the cell next to the two lovebirds, and we're gonna be dumping a bag in there, and they're gonna see the Pirate Queen get pulled out, unconscious and tied up.
Yeah. Before we do that, is the glove still on the doorknob?
Yeah.
I'm going to knock on the door.
You just see tired. You just see a couple of tired things. Like, let's just say they just finished after you just finished your battle. Like a couple of jackrabbits.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah. So what does it look on their face when they see the Pirate Queen basically getting pulled out of a sack by a plague doctor?
Complete horror.
Oh, let's put it this way. Salute's just going to try and stimulate the nerves so that she gets a lot greater sensation of feeling from the ropes.
Oh, that's nice. Do it again.
Increasing sensation.
Yep. Vikram's taking off the plague doctor mask, by the way, and he's just going to be sitting outside the cell waiting for her to notice him.
Who are you? Oh, you're
Vikram.
Mr. Strober.
Lord Vikran Alexander Kilth.
Oh. I was told about you.
Yes. That's Saloon. Would you mind taking off the mask, Miss Saloon?
All right, take the plague doctor's outfit off.
Yeah, well, Vikran's wearing the rest of it. He doesn't mind the black heavy robes.
Oh. You're the daughter.
Yeah.
So I assume the person I want to be my mentors here as well. That what you call it, Asandra.
Yeah, she's
somewhere.
She's busy doing things. Don't question it.
I witnessed it, and it was rather scarring.
Yes, so we're going to have a little talk. We've got a few hours before people notice that you're missing. And we have a few options. Our very capable Inquisitor here could turn you into a porcelain mask and take your place for a time.
Yeah.
That's one option on the table.
Probably not a good idea, friends. From
Oh?
one Inquisitor to a former Inquisitor.
That explains why I was able to recognize the technique so much.
Or we'll just keep you locked up here. Find some other way.
Oh, and I'm just going to cast like an incredibly minor curse on a very, very minor curse on the Pirate Queen. Basically, she's just going to be unable to orgasm. So she'll basically
Oh, come on.
And I also have it so that she constantly gets incredible stimulation, but she just can't get off.
Oh. That's just evil.
Poor Anastasia.
Yeah. Also, you should know your guards.
Oh,
and
Vikran
Vikran gestures over to the two people that are probably at the furthest corner of their cell away from her.
Oh, she knows them already.
I did that on the Pirate Queen, not the other random pirate here.
No. Vikran gestures to them, saying, "Oh, also, your guards. You should know them. We had to borrow them without asking."
Like, you betrayed us. They said her my husband. I'll
Considering
kill
the
your
illness.
husband and make you watch.
You do realize that we captured them and we're keeping them in a cell, right?
They should have been captured in the first place. By the way, can you do me a favor and kill the person who stripped his? I recognize his handiwork. Lousy.
Yeah, he's basically been relegated to a butt boy prostitute.
Oh, right, the mask. Yeah, I remember that technique.
Yeah. So, this is officially your surrender conference. We expect unconditional.
And I will undo the curse on you, should you agree.
Go ahead.
So you're going to tell us exactly. So the artifact.
Weak men, I actually do like my husband, just a little.
So where's the artifact that you were hiding?
They took it about a couple of days ago.
How are they transporting it?
Through ship, of course.
Again, you're gonna give us the exact route.
Is there a shipping manifest that would indicate this?
Something this important, I doubt it. But it would be known because they probably put it on a ship that isn't marked or marked with another nation's flag, and the Queen here probably would be smart enough, assuming she has any intelligence, would be smart enough to make sure that none of her ships are patrolling in the areas that it's going to be, so she would know its route, more than likely.
How do you know so much?
I'm a world traveler. Also, you have heard of my eldest sister, right? The strategist. Yeah, I'm a little like I'm a little like her.
Oh,
Not much like my other older sister.
the crazy one. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think she's tried to to hit hit up some of the whorehouses for the male contestants, and she's pretty much banned from there.
Well, she should have been banned from the first place. She's not allowed to get involved in that kind of stuff. Neither of them are.
Yeah, your younger sister is a little bit
She is older than me. I'm the youngest.
that okay. The second sister is a little bit more let's just say promiscuous.
Not surprised.
But the older sister's but your older sister is strange. She's like attached to the hip by the human. I don't know. I've never seen a
Human?
the human that's her that's her lieutenant or something like that.
Okay, that is knowledge to me. I'm sorry, been out of the loop with them for what is it? 40, 50 years at this point? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah.
Now that vampire she hangs around with even says he's trying to eliminate that human eventually, but I don't know.
I think we better go after if we can get that, then go after that vampire. My eldest sister we might be able to reason with her to either stand down or switch sides, especially since I now know a possible weakness. That was the thing about her. I could out defeat her because I never could figure out her weakness. At least in strategic games.
Now, Your Majesty, there is one condition that I'm willing to do for this. How much of a fan of Samuel Smith alcohol are you?
Oh, I'm a. That's how my husband proposed to me. Needless to say, I say yes.
Now, what if I were to do this? And with this, I take out a pen and parchment and start writing down notification of pardoning. Now, let's just say I were to give you this, an official writ from the Inquisitor Order of Abatar to pardon you of the crimes you have committed. And in exchange, well, let's just say, what if I were to bring you to Samuel Smith himself? I imagine that he could probably find some incredible use of somebody as capable as you are.
She looked at those like.
Just think about it.
Privateer, what's that?
You might end up, you might stop being a pirate, or you might become a privateer in the name of Samuel Smith and Westwood. What? You'll be working directly with Samuel Smith himself.
Ooh.
Are you willing?
Except one problem. You're kind of fill my husband with holes and.
Of course, I'll even sweeten the deal a little bit more. She snaps her fingers and the curse is released. So, I guess if she was completely built up, she could probably just release right now.
Yeah. I can only decide one half of this. My husband's kind of full of holes, and you can't. And unless a new king's decide, or I'm killed as well.
Well, that's what this writ is for. It is to provide you protection from that. In exchange?
No, I meant they can't. The pirates won't follow them unless either both them sign, or they both get killed and they elect a new king and queen.
Somehow I imagine that. About this. What if we were to bring Samuel Smith here?
He's already married.
Oh no, basically he lays down the law saying, cut this shit out, help us out, and I'll help set up a brewery distillery here.
I would like to increase some control.
That's an idea.
Some control and stability. I'm going to see if I can't get some elements of the order.
And
I'm going to say
Sam
we
is
can
no-
get some elements of of another order, an order of paladins, to keep things in check around here as well.
That's an idea.
Yes, and I imagine that would allow us to get around a little bit of red tape by having Sam set up shop here.
Not only that, but I don't. To be honest, I don't exactly trust her. And he points to the Pirate Queen.
You're good. You're good not to trust a pirate, but
So,
I'll write my name on the dotted line.
well, not
Alrighty.
only that, but we do need a. I do have quite a few. I do have quite a few members of a paladin order that are needing a place to spend their time. They've been kind of cooped up in a forest for a while, being moved around a lot. So,
Are you good with sea work?
oh, some of them might have some experience, but I'm more talking. They will be officers on the. If they are going to be on the ships, they're going to be officers. They're going to make sure you're following all the rules. And that's not just going to be. There are not a lot of paladins, but it's going to be inquisitors and clerics. So, yeah.
Ty, quick question.
Yeah.
Is Westwood within 1,700 miles of us?
1,700 miles. Let's see. Let's
'Cause
do a
we're-
dice roll to check. That's 17. So yeah, 1,700 miles.
So 1,700 exactly. Perfect. All right. So Luna clicks her heels together and bing.
Where am I?
Then a few seconds later, like a few minutes later, bing, comes right back with Sam.
Got it, yeah. Vikram will be working with people.
Sam
to
and
try to get
Orchid.
portals
Sam and
open.
Orchid. They're both together.
Yep.
Sam, Orchid, this is the Pirate Queen, basically the ruler of this land. She agreed to stand down, end hostilities. In exchange, you help set up shop for a brewery distillery here. Good, good. I'll let you guys hash out the details. And basically, I take the Pirate Queen, take Sam, take Orchid, put them into a room, and lock the door behind them. So they're all.
And yeah, and after that's been hashed out, Vikram will be bringing in. Well, yeah, those guys would still be around technically. They'd just be moving and protecting people. Yeah. At some point, Kiri, what would happen is Vikram would work with Asandra and get a couple of portals set up, and you would see some fairly old elves in Ioma Damon robe garb, along with some younger elves, and it's a whole smattering. It's clearly leadership from the order.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, and they're currently surveying. And Ty, can we look in on the armor tests? Did some of the vampires get cooked?
Oh yeah, the next day, just looking at gather around, the armor says, like, we're going to test this armor today on a couple of these vampires right here. Now, as you can see, this armor is very sturdy compared to my bastard. Oh, what's this? They're actually on fire! Oh, that's too bad. I guess the queen did make their armor specific. I don't know. Maybe I'll read it myself. And of course, even though they're trying not to laugh because they're trying not to hurt the queen, who he did.
I'm assuming there's some vampires in the shade, very angrily staring.
Yeah. While the rest of the pirate is trying to hold in their laughter.
Yeah. Yeah. With that, then suddenly there is that little entourage of paladins, clerics, very clearly Iomedaean, probably walking with the queen in the center of them, wearing manacles.
Samuel Smith right up front.
Yeah.
At first they
Yep.
charge you, but as soon as they see Samuel switch, it's like, wait a second! That's the legend!
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold your swords!
Well, again, also, bunch of old elves in Iomedean garb, so long swords. That whole radiating light thing with, almost like a military parade behind. This is ours now. All in favor of declaring this ours, guys?
I think it's more Sam's decision right now.
Yeah, but I don't think Sam would mind an order of paladins setting up an outpost here.
All right. Sam just points to a few pirates and asks them to follow him.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
This area here looks like it'd be good for setting up an area for the brewery, and a little over there would be good for a little additional area for a distillery.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any good people that can handle wood clearing and help with corporate irrigation?
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of elves over there. We have
Good. Enlist them. We need them. We need to clear out this underbrush. We need to clear out these trees and the rocks, and then we need to dig a canal, which will then allow us to prepare the liquid to ensure that this brewery is of good quality brew.
Yeah, and
one of the captains like, you heard the man. Get the elves down here immediately. We are the elves. Oh, okay. Let's get started then.
Yeah, Sam basically pops into a rage and starts punching rocks
Like,
to help try and get stuff started.
you're almost as strong as our king. What happened to him anyway? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And are there any large stone structures that aren't in use currently in this?
That aren't in use?
Or are in use, or their uses, which we consider
cannonball structures. That's what.
Oh, got it. So it's an actual fortress. Yeah, within hours there are Iomedean and Destin banners hanging off of it. The paladins have claimed it as theirs.
What? 1 second, Mr. Samuel. The island is full of traps, so how you gonna get stuff off it without proper guidance motivation? Without proper guidance.
Alrighty. Get the men who at least laid down those traps and get them to undo the traps. If they are not there, try and find the documentation. Because they would have left the documentation to ensure that people who are allies, who are not supposed to be hurt by the traps, aren't hurt by the trap.
Or you could give me a couple of hours.
That too. Fikrin, help them out.
The Anastasia just looks at you like, the trap, the plans are in my room, husband's room, right?
Yeah, but this is more fun. Perception of 50 to find the traps, and then knowledge cartography to map them all out.
There's quite a few traps.
27. I've got a detailed map.
There's quite a few traps. It's going to take a couple of hours, but you find everything. All the traps,
yep.
all the landmines, all the traps that are designed to plug compartments, everything.
Oh yeah. Well, this is our building. This is now a monastery temple for Iomede. I guess. Sorry, monastery fortress is the proper term.
Monastery fortress, once former pirate island, and once former pirate mansion. And I assume you ordered the butlers and maids to clear out all the dungeons.
Yeah, we'll convert we'll probably convert that into like a war room, to be honest. Since it's fairly, I'm presuming it's fairly secure in the building. Yeah, that'll get converted into a war room.
The mate's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, the horse is pretty much packed up and we're like, well, we're no longer needed here. Let's see if we can find.
Wait. Who's packing up?
The whorehouse.
The what?
The whorehouse.
Legally speaking, the paladins there is no laws in Iomedaean
They probably did set up like safety standards. Probably
that's about it. Yeah, basically you're not dealing with orders. They would find it distasteful, but there's nothing they can do because it doesn't violate their codes. It's just the paladins and the clerics can't generally partake.
Like, so they look at it like, wait a second.
Look, we yeah. It's like a look. We don't
need something to do.
Yeah,
True.
and plus Sam would probably just turn part of it into a bar.
Yeah. It would just be one of at the end of the day, the paladins wouldn't partake of the whoring, but they may occasionally enjoy a nice ale.
I assume the man is now the manager.
What was it?
The manager
Effectively, yeah.
The manager.
Effectively, yeah, and after that first wave of Iomedaeans, there is secondary waves of other people that Vikram has probably helped over the last couple of years that need a place to stay that are from maritime villages and stuff like that needed a place to resettle. They're probably going to help bolster the forces where we can. Yeah, so we got a place to safely store these people that's hard to get to.
Yeah.
Yep.
We better set up some dimensional anchors just in case, though.
And the money that the brewery will bring in, oh good God.
Yeah. At some point, we're obviously going to raid the coffers of the Pirate Queen. How much are we talking here?
Let's just say it's been the tens of thousands.
Well, we're going to need to utilize some of this to buy materials to get things up and running. And how big is this island?
About feet wise, 30, 40, 50, about 100 feet by about 200 feet.
That's tiny.
Can we go like maybe 7 by 10 miles?
Miles. I'm sorry.
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
A couple hundred miles. Okay.
Yeah. No miles.
I think a ship would be bigger.
Yeah, because the thing is, what Vikram's going to do is he's actually going to do a full cartography survey of the island to figure out what resources are available. 35. What kind of materials has he found evidence of that he's been able to map out? And if you need me to, I can do a knowledge geography as well.
There's some rare fish that thanks to all the traps, then it's pretty much been let's just say it's digged around the world except for this island because of the.
Well, Vikram's a conservationist, so that he doesn't care about that. What he's specifically worrying about is things like wood, metal, fuel, what kind of food supplies it can generate for itself. Basically, his plan is Fortress Island. Island shipyard is the long-term goal.
Oh yeah, the old king actually makes sure that everything is set up before setting up. So there is actually agricultural land for food and supply. There's actually land for fresh water. There's actually pretty much the island can stand on its own if the health freezes over. That's the point. That's the point.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So this island does have.
Hey, if we've got bunker down, then at least we've got.
So they've got some decent reserves of iron, some reserves of coal. They've got wood, though we'll need some druids to bolster that to keep it going because we're going to be.
Of course, they got wood for shipyards and stuff. That's pretty much the most of it got.
Yeah, got it. Okay, got it. So okay, that's good. At the end of the day, is there an area that can be quarried for stone, or are we gonna have to ship in stone to build additional?
You're gonna have to ship.
Got it.
Stone. That's the only thing.
Wait, Asandra can just make a trap that just generates limitless bricks of stone.
Yeah. She could.
As well as leave a trap for
for
iron.
There you go.
As well as leave a trap that just spits out pounds upon pounds of iron every day.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, this is now going to
secure.
become Fortress Island. So is Sam Smith going to become the governor of the island then?
Sam, I could imagine him becoming the governor of the island.
Yeah.
Or if they still want to keep the title of king and queen, right? He'd be the king, or could be the queen. And
remember,
is Anastasia
the
the
queen has to die first. That's
the original queen will remain, but she's basically a cultural figurehead. She has no real power at the end of the day.
Okay, question. Question. Anastasia, that's the Pirate Queen, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm picturing is basically should they become like a consort or something with Orchid's permission? Oh, hey, Orchid's the one who'll be deciding if anyone else is going to be involved.
Yeah.
No, but she's going to be Orchid's lieutenant, if you will.
Oh, officially it'll be that way, but and like I said, if this
then Sam, I hope he doesn't mind having like an older elf as a kind of an advisor from the Iomedean Church.
As long as he allows him to run doesn't interfere with the runnings of the brewery and the distillery.
He would request high-proof alcohol for medical uses, but that's about it.
He could do that, no problem.
I mean, not even from like good quality stuff. It's like, hey, if you can produce this, so we have medical supplies, we'd be great.
Yep, he'll successfully give them 198 proof alcohol.
Nice, damn, that's the highest you can get without chemical treatment.
Yep.
Temporary Fortress Monastery. The island's starting to get. I would presume that other orders of Iomade have fallen. And have been pretty badly destroyed, but there are paladins that still remain of them, Ty, as well as other faiths.
Yeah.
This island might be a place to start concentrating them because it's good, it's well protected, and it's a place that they can rebuild. So Vikram will start actually spreading the word about various faiths that this island is under the protection of. Is basically under the control of Governor Samuel Smith with the blessing of the Iomedean Order of the Radiant Blade, setting up a new fortress monastery here.
And also another brewery distillery.
Yeah.
And ironically, one of the first paladins to show up, and the first paladin orders is Justy's sister.
Oh, nice! So she shows up and sees basically just this island where there are these, lawful good people and various and Iomedeans walking around, and a bunch of pirates not knowing how to handle this because this is one hell of a culture shock for them.
And then Samuel Smith occasionally picking people out of the audience saying, "Help with this."
Yeah.
And them happily helping because it's Samuel Smith.
Yeah. Obviously, a contingent of Destinans will be on the island since Destinans do tend to be good fortune tellers. So having a little bit of foresight might be helpful. Hey, when your goddess is one of luck, that means she has a hand in fate.
Yep. Yeah, a couple of them are asking like, "Hey, if we officially raid this ship, not that they were privateers, like how, like."
Yeah, Saloon is basically spending all this time going through and creating all the paperwork necessary to have these people legally be converted to privateers, so that way their past doesn't come back and get them hung. So, she's going to be busy for the next day or so.
Well, also, inquisitors from Alara's order, as well as other orders that are basically tagging along with them, will offer to act as officers on these ships to make sure they abide by it and will assist you with that paperwork. Basically, they're going to have lawful good inquisitors looking over their shoulders.
Yeah, lawful good inquisitors overlooking the neutral lawful inquisitors of Abadar.
No, they're working. No, they're working together. They're working together on that. They're not overlooking. They're working together and coming to compromises. And they're looking over the shoulders of chaotics of varying types.
Yep. Okay, how can we make this work? How do we do this?
Yeah. What are the requirements for the captains? Who can be a captain? Officers obviously have to be members of a certain number of officers have to be members of these orders. or be approved by the order as an acting member of the order, blah, 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 all that stuff.
And there'll also be clauses for meritocracy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Of course.
until she
Yeah.
steps down, Anastasia is going to help like those pirate courses. Like, okay, here's where it goes. Here's where you thing. Here's the steps to be a captain, and that should be reflected.
Well, the thing is, the pirate captains are probably going to be allowed to keep their positions. It's just they have to bring in additional officers that will have certain special veto ability. I.e., basically, your crews are getting bigger and better trained, but you are going to be limited going forward. You're still the captain, but there are limitations.
Wait, bigger crew?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Well, bigger, well-trained crew. As I said, you remember
sign
they're
me up even more.
Yeah.
Better equipment as well.
Yeah.
And look at these cannons. None of them are breech loaders.
Well, actually, we've got a bunch of people in our party now that have engineering.
Oh, that's right. So,
Yeah.
So the shipwrights is pretty much taking over by the engineering crew now.
Does the 33 allow Vicarin to redesign some of the defenses around the island to be more efficient?
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I'm guessing over the next months, this island's going to get bolstered up while we do with our own stuff.
Yep.
This is now becoming our headquarters. This is now the Allied Command headquarters.
And meanwhile, Sam and Orchid basically ensure that Anastasia is always within eyesight.
Yep.
And in an epilogue episode, it'll turn out that Anastasia, Orchid, and Sam form a couple together. And Anastasia is happy because hero worship. And, oh good God, he's better than what the legends say.
Yeah.
and that's Sam's epilogue.
Yep.
Yeah.
He now has 2 wives, multiple kids, and runs his own island nation.
Yep.
And he all started as a lowly brewer
and distiller.
Yep.
Brewer and distiller. Yep.
Even Sam's father and uncle stopped by. They're like, "Damn, how do you?" Like, damn,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, and the local constabulary are a mix of different orders of paladin and inquisitor, plus privateers, and it's just this bizarre society that has developed.
Cats and dogs living together in harmony, mass hysteria.
Yeah.
And somehow Sam did this, and he'll wonder, I don't know.
This Dampier Inquisitor popped in. That it's an old friend. Said, "Hey, we need you to set up a brewery somewhere," and brought me here. And then suddenly, my old friend Vicarin was coming through a portal with like 200 people in white and gold and silver robes and armor.
Yep. There's that, and I just mostly focused on getting the brewery set up.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I could top off this session for the day.
Yeah, we got moments.
Basically, we've got a place for ships to resupply, repair, and also be built in the middle of nowhere, or we're probably on some decent trade lanes too,
or at the very least near them.
Yeah, of course, because it was a pilot island before, so of course they know the trade lanes already.
Yeah, and those maps are getting copied and printed everywhere. Because pirates tend to, just from history, they tend to get a smattering of maps from different ships, and it leads to kind of an averaging out of the weaknesses and strengths. So we've probably got some of the best navigational charts out there.
Why I think
I should say navigational almanacs is what we're developing.
Yeah, why I think why I think the former king declared them the strongest navy in the world.
Yeah. I would presume that Wufu ships start docking here to get repaired as well at some point.
Yeah.
Repaired,
We
we're armed.
never knew about this. We heard
Yeah.
we heard the pirate island, but none of us ever
Yep.
found it.
Yep. We somehow with engineering checks discover how to do electricity and radio waves and set up a Morse code network.
Oh, they already have. They already have electricity. They just get Morse code yet for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to come up with a coded letter system, but that's not too hard. But yeah. Then within a couple of years, turns out this place is perfectly located for a space program.
Ooh.
Nah, we're not on the equator, so.
Yeah. I guess that's the end of the session for the day. Because I can't think of anything to add on to it.
Yep.
You beat and obviously Anastasia was supposed to be tougher because she has 2 axes, so yeah.
But I saw her armor and her weapons before she could really use them.
So obviously she's going to be attacking twice, and obviously attack.
Yeah.
Vikran
also converted. Vikran also converted one of the ship's holds into a medical triage for the torture victim. And even though she complained the whole way, Vikran did force Alara into one of the cots to heal up because she did take a bad hit. So I'll roll. One
vicious hit.
Yeah, one series of vicious hits, which she still fucking tanked like a boss.
Barely. Like at least Alara could walk up to saying like, "I've seen what you do now because I took what you could do."
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, she got a life lesson of. So this is what Sam dealt with.
This is what Sam could do.
This is what Sam's enemies dealt with.
Yeah.
Remember, the former king was also a berserker.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's why you can't.
Just doing the math.
Massive stat boost.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good session.
Alright.
Then Vikran's wisdom is 4. Hold on, I'm just double checking. Treat deadly wounds out of skills, or I call it first aid. There we go. Provide first aid once. Treat deadly wounds. Treat deadly wounds restores 1 hit point per level of the creature if exceeded by 5 or more. You had wisdom modifier, yeah. So that means Alara will get an additional. So Vikran just trading her wounds gives her back 41 HP, which gets her pretty much to fully healed.
Yeah. It's much better than what I can do. Not as
well. Remember, this also doesn't cost us anything. I can do it once, but it takes me an hour to pull off.
Yep.
Though Alara is very cranky, being stuck in a bed for an hour as Vikran tends to her after, because Paladin a little bit on the proud side. I can handle my own wounds.
Paladin a little bit of proud. Like she almost saw her life buzz before her eyes.
She actually didn't get that close, but it was a little freaky.
True.
So,
yep. Anyway, you're gonna get something to eat.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
I gotta step out for.
Yeah, you're about. I'm sorry about. I was trying to cut this session short. It's just the pirate thing is like so well crafted that I forgot about the time to look like. Oh, it's 5 o'clock.
Fine.
Bullshit.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I actually gotta get some shoes on and go to
some drugs.
Yeah, pretty much. The same.
Yeah. I am going to store to
Moro was smoking before you fought him.
Yeah. Also, Ty, I'm going to the store to get me some pharmaceuticals as well. I'm still fighting that cold.
Oh damn.
Early stages. I should be if I basically OD on Dayquil and NyQuil and get myself some apple juice with vitamin C. I should be able to force myself to work over the next few days.
As long
Yep.
as long as you don't work retail. I have a friend
No, I do IT support.
I have a friend that works retail. And
Like service desk or actual go in the field type?
No, service desk. So basically, I get to sit in a chair, and this is Thanksgiving week, so it should be on the slower side.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing I do.
Oh, also, I've not gone full Texan, but I've gone more Texan. I now have a proper cowboy hat and cowboy boots.
You got whiskey yet?
What was that?
You got gun and whiskey yet?
I don't have any whiskey in my place, but my dad has whiskey at his
in
house.
about a couple more sessions, you're going to start chanting "Key Call."
Well, howdy. How you doing there, stranger? I am picking up a bit of the accent though, here and there.
As long as you got Cowboys fan, you're fine.
Well, that's the default choice in Texas, and my supervisor's a Cowboys fan, so.
Well, don't feel bad. I'm in New Jersey, and my friend's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything in this regard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything either. I'm a Jets fan. I didn't even know if we actually won today.
Yeah, all I know is that Tom is out for this game, so not sure.
Alright, let me just stop the recording. Make it complete. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.